It's time for Southern Kentucky's Great Outdoors on ESPN 102.7 FM and 104 The Score in Glasgow. Brought to you by Bowling Green Refrigeration, Heating and Cooling and Renegade Marine and Outdoor Center. With your host, Brian Webb. Also starring John Kirby and Sergeant J.D. Williams from Mohawk Outdoors. Josh Honeycutt from Realtree Outdoors. Also made possible by Swagger Bipods, the Van Store, Bowling Green and Glasgow. Your Can-Am headquarters. J&K Used Cars on the Bypass, United Furniture and Appliance. Our national sponsor, Big & J Long Range Attractants. Segments in part by Rockcastle Shooting Center, The Rock, and Renegade Marine, featuring Realtree's Michael Pendley Timber 2 Table Wild Game Recipes. Made possible by Pabst Beef Jerky, fueling your outdoor lifestyle. And all phone interviews via the Linex of Bowling Green hotline. Get ready for all things outdoors. Here's your host, Brian Webb.
Thanks for tuning into another episode of Southern Kentucky's Great Outdoors here on ESPN 102.7, 104 The Score up in Glasgow. This guy right here, he gets it done in the kitchen and in the woods. Michael Pendley, Timber to Table, our house chef. What's up, man?
How's it going, guys?
We're doing real good, man. And, this has been cool because SOKY's been up for some awards this year, and 40 episodes in, that's pretty cool to be getting some of those nominations, if not the accolade itself, which is cool. But just the nomination's awesome, and you guys are headed down soon to try to see if we're going to win that thing and a lot of other stuff you got going on. But we're going to talk about food right now, and we appreciate everybody tuning in every week. Because without the listeners, Michael, we don't have any of that. None of that matters, So we got to have folks tuned in, and everybody loves Timber to Table with Michael Pendley, Realtree. And what do you got cooking, man, on the Linex hotline?
Well, this week we're going to talk about dip. Football season's here,
yes.
Tailgate season.
Yes.
I'm a sucker for chips and a good dip,
Me too.
Tortilla chips. Yeah. So we make one with venison that's really popular, and it's super simple to make. We started out on the range top, and then we finish it up in the grill just for a little bit of wood-fired flavor on it. You can do it in the oven as well, but, the grill's handy, and it gives you just an extra layer of flavor. But we start out with a pound or so of ground venison, and we brown that with a little bit of onion, a little bit of garlic, and just get that nice and brown, and then we start layering in the flavor. We'll put in some hot sauce. I'm a big fan of hot sauce in this dip. Some Worcestershire sauce, depending on how you say that.
Yeah, Worcestershire. I mean, you can go either way.
Yeah, and then a few other spices and seasonings. You can get the full recipe at Timber to Table at Realtree.com.
Yes.
But then we add some cream cheese and some shredded Monterey Jack, some shredded cheddar, and we blend all that up and get it just nice and creamy and cheesy. And then we sprinkle on more cheese over the top.
Yeah.
And we do all this I should say we do all this in an iron skillet.
Oh, my gosh.
So basically, this one iron skillet is going to go from starting the recipe for browning the venison all the way to the grill, and then we even serve it in the skillet because that cast iron holds that heat.
You're kidding.
It keeps it warm for a long time. So
dip it out of the skillet. I love it.
Yeah, dip it straight out of the skillet.
Yes.
So we'll put some more cheese on top, and then we'll set it on the grill and let it cook for another 15 to 30 minutes. Let that cheese get all bubbly and a little bit smoky flavored, and then we'll serve it with toast or tortilla chips. If you're real ambitious, get some fresh corn tortillas, cut them up and deep fry them yourself. If not, just pick up a bag of your favorite ones. And what we do is we'll set a big serving cutting board down. I've got some great big ones, some like 3 feet by 3 feet or 30 inches by 30 inches. And we'll set that skillet full of warm dip down in the center, and then just dump chips all around it. And people can come up and give them a handful of chips, scoop them out some dip, and go from there.
Oh, my goodness, Michael. I mean, I tell you what, man, the way you describe that, it's almost like you can taste it. I mean, that's how good, and just getting the visual reaching down in there with a big old chip and pulling some of that out of the skill. I mean, you'd have to fight me off of it. I mean, nobody can get in there. Hey, you said something about cream cheese. First of all, I love cream cheese. And it goes good in a lot of things. And that's one great way to use it that you just described. And it made me think of an episode of Hoarders. You ever see that show?
I've seen it. Yeah, I don't watch it regularly, but I have seen it.
Well, a lot of people don't have the stomach for it, but I like it because it makes me feel like my house is super clean. You know what I mean? So it's like I watched that, and what I thought I needed to get done, I was like, yeah, that can wait. This place is spotless. But anyways, moving on to there's one episode that stands out, and when you said cream cheese, it made me think of it. This lady, I mean, obviously her house is just an absolute mess, but they open up the fridge, first of all, and it's just overrun by, well, you know how many insects are in the house and what they like and what they do, so it's overrun by that, but there's things in there that she just will not throw away, and one of them was a jar of something. I'm not sure what it was. But you could tell its lifespan was long ago. I mean, this looked like something from, the 1800s has been sitting in there. It was black, and she takes a bite out of it, dude, to show them that it's still useful. And I literally, it hurt my tummy just to see it. And I was sad for her, obviously, because she probably doesn't know better. But the funniest thing she said was when the guy asked her, the interventionist asked her, why would you eat that? She said, well, it tastes a lot better with cream cheese. And it just killed me, man.
I guess everything tastes better with cream
I guess
cheese.
so. I'll take her word for it on that. But I'll tell you what does taste good with anything, and that is our favorite Pabst beef jerky. Fueling your outdoor lifestyle. Get a bag of that at your local grocer. I know Michael Pendley has, and I'm sure he'll get another bag. You'll be a repeat customer, right?
Yes, I will. That's
Man,
good stuff.
That's great stuff, especially with the Grippos. Their number one seller. They paired up with the Cincinnati Great. Been around 100 years, and I don't know if anybody could even could you redo that? Could you make that Grippo taste, do you think, in your head? Do you think you got the ingredients? Do you think you get close?
I don't know if I could do it or not.
Penley, you can do anything. When it comes to
maybe get close, yeah.
Well, we'll save the deer hunting and youth season unless you got some. Did you guys get yours started? Didn't it?
What's that now?
Youth season started up there.
Youth season was weekend before last.
Yeah, that's right. I was out.
Pyros and I hunted. Saw one last weekend was muzzleloader season.
That's right.
It was a little slow for us. We hunted up here at the house, Central Kentucky, and movement was pretty slow. Michaela passed on a young 9-pointer.
Wow.
Came in Saturday evening right at dark. She looked him over a little bit and decided she wanted to hold off. But that was about all we saw for daylight movement. Checked some cameras yesterday afternoon and had some movement, had some of our target bucks moving at night. But, it was hot. It was windy, and they just didn't move much during the day. Hopefully this cold front coming through is going to have them up and on their feet a little bit.
No, I think your luck's going to change, Mike, here real soon. But, that shows some absolute discipline and refrain from Michaela, man. I mean, that's a veteran move right there.
She'll shoot several does, but she's fairly picky on what buck she kills.
Wow.
She's only got one buck tag, so she's going to make the most of it.
The first family of hunting, the Pendleys. I'm a huge fan, man, and we appreciate you doing Timber to Table every week on Southern Kentucky's Great Outdoors, sir.
Thanks, guys.
We'll be right back. Don't miss it. We should have Michael Bean. He just fished big Costa tournament down in the Ozarks. We'll see how that went for him. Don't go anywhere. Southern Kentucky's Great Outdoors, 102.7, 104 The Score.
If your business needs to cool, chill, or freeze, or warm, heat, or cook, you know you can't afford to disappoint. That's why you call BG Refrigeration, because BG Refrigeration never disappoints. They satisfy any heating or cooling need your business may have. Factories, restaurants, malls, plants, big industrial warehouses, doesn't matter. BG Refrigeration is who you call. Commercial heating and ducts, AC maintenance and replacement, commercial refrigeration, restaurant equipment, cold storage warehouses. BG Refrigeration ensures your heating and cooling needs are met so your business doesn't suffer. Walk-in freezers, exhaust systems, systems, pizza ovens, ice makers, whatever heats or cools. If it's restaurant related, BG Refrigeration is, by far, the best company in South Central Kentucky to service them. In fact, there are a few companies that can or will even try to do BG Refrigeration does every day. They're the company that's called in for the big jobs that require more experience, that need to be done right the first time. Why would you trust your business's commercial heating and cooling needs to anyone else? Turn to the experts. Call BG Refrigeration at 270-782-5391, where your comfort is their concern.
Another summer's gone and you still don't have a Ranger or Triton boat. Get ahead of the game and get on the water next summer with a new Ranger or Triton boat from Renegade Marine. You'll find a huge selection of boats, whatever kind of boat you're looking for, new and used, you name it. Financing available so you can find the boat you want at a payment you won't mind making. Service available too to make sure you're on the water as much as possible. Don't wait until next summer. Get to Renegade Marine, your authorized Ranger and Triton boat dealer, just off the Western Kentucky Parkway, exit 107. Or visit online anytime at renegademarine.net.
Although hunting to most of us is much more than just harvesting animals, why not better your deer herd's health with Big & J Long Range Attractant? Big & J is highly digestible, high in protein, and isn't full of preservatives. With Big & J Long Range Attractants, you're not only exploiting one of the few weaknesses whitetails have, their stomachs, but you're maximizing antler growth, improving overall herd health, and pulling deer from your neighbor's property. So whether your goals are to fill the freezer, kill mature bucks, or both, Big & J Long Range Attractants will stack the odds in your favor, all the while making your deer herd bigger and healthier.
You're going to need a bigger boat.
It's time to go fishing with Renegade Marine and Outdoor Center, 415 Commerce Drive, Litchfield, Kentucky, on SOKY's Great Outdoors.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Southern Kentucky's Great Outdoors. Enjoyed Michael Pendley there. We caught up with him yesterday. He's on an assignment, so we wanted to get that in. I know everybody loves that, and Pabst Beef Jerky. Got to get that in there. We got some coming. I think Mr. JR himself is going to be rolling through Bowling Green. He's going to bring us a box full, JD. Are you excited about that, JD Williams?
I'm more than psyched about that.
Well, we've been talking about food, John Kirby, and JD's got, 400 or 500 pounds of elk. We'll talk a little bit about that after we get in with Michael Bean here, who just fished the Ozarks Big Costa event down there. But he has got bigger news to tell us about. And also, the Renegade Marine and Outdoor Center Classic is this weekend. We'll chat with him about that, too. On the Linex hotline, we've got him, Michael Bean, fireman, fisherman. What's up, man?
Not much. How are you guys doing today?
We're doing good, man. We won't make you live the Ozark, relive it as much as you don't if you don't want to, but you can tell us a little bit about it. And I know you had a good day of practice, and you know how this fishing is, man. Even guys like you have a hard time sometimes, which blows my mind. I know I have no shot, John Kirby, when it comes to that.
Yeah, me neither.
That's unbelievable. But you got some huge news you're going to drop on us. And then also, we're going to talk a little bit about the Renegade Marine and Outdoor Center Classic. I think it's at Kentucky Lake, right?
That's correct.
Well, let's start with the Ozarks, man.
Yeah,
Costa.
Ozarks kind of did me dirty again, and just because it didn't play to my strengths. When they in practice, it's sunny all day, and every day of practice you have bluebird skies, and then tournament day when it starts, you have so much rain that I'm pretty sure all my clothes at home got soaked. It rained so hard. It kind of ruins your game plan, and for me, I always struggle when that happens. Those fish tend to move, and it's just not my forte. A lot of times it transitions to topwater bite, and those fish seem to move shallower because, now they have cloud cover, and they look up and feed up. It seems to be more often than not. And I just really struggle with that, and I struggled with it on the Ozarks this year. My co-anglers did well. Both my co-anglers got paid. One of them got a top 10 finish. So obviously they do a lot better than I do under those conditions.
Well, man, look, we're proud of you for just being able to fish it, Michael. And then the great news, we'll go ahead and drop it here. John, JD, our man Michael Bean is going to be getting to fish the championship. You got to be fired up about that. And where is it? Oh,
yeah, I'm completely excited about that. And it's going to take place on Lake Cumberland. And exciting news this year that they did for the Costa Championship is it's going to be televised live. So you can go to SOW.com and watch the tournament live while you guys are hanging out at work or wherever you may be. You'll be able to watch that online.
I just want to drop a pin on your Ranger boat and just follow you all day. I wish that I might have to figure out how to do that. I don't want to watch anybody else but Bean.
I just want to learn how to drop a pin.
Official practice day starts on Saturday, but I'll be on Barron. I have a FTF Classic on Barron Saturday, but as soon as I get off the water, then I'll head to Cumberland, and I'll get to practice Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday's off limits for us again, and then the tournament will start on Thursday. So,
wow,
super excited about that.
Yeah.
Getting there. And,
do you have any idea what
the?
You have any idea what the purse is, Mike?
I don't know off the top of my head. I think it's $50,000 range, something like that. It's first place. But even more so, the title of Costa Championship, winning that would be huge.
I would love to see that happen.
It's got to be neat too. It's probably not an actual home game for you, Michael, but it's in your home territory, and it's a lake I'm sure you fish plenty, and it'll be a lake that'll be easy for you to get over there and do some practicing as well. It's got to be a good feeling there, right?
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I haven't been on Cumberland a ton. I've been there a few times. If I go that direction to fish for fun, it's mainly Dale Hollow, but they're both fish similar. I know they're saying the lake's down close to 30 feet right now, so that's going to change things up a little bit. But, yeah, I can't wait to get on there Sunday morning where our practices are from daylight until sunset and getting the boat out on the water and seeing what I can figure out.
Well, what about Renegade Marine Outdoor Center, the big classic? That's their big one every year. That's a points tournament, right? Or can you buy? You can't just go down there and get in that, can you?
No, you can't. You have to qualify through that Renegade Marine circuit to fish that championship, and it's going to be a good time. Kentucky Lake, they have a lot of issues with the Asian carp, and the fishing's really tough. And not to mention just this time of year, fishing's tough because fish are transitioning. They're everywhere. You can find fish up top. You can find fish deep. So they really scatter out and makes it a lot harder. So I feel for those guys trying to find fish, and all those Asian carp, and then also dealing with just the typical fall patterns that they're going to have to deal with.
That's a good point. Look, can you enlighten us a little bit on? I don't know if you've been on to Barron very much lately, but kind of give us a bass update and a lake update, and a crappie update.
I just fished a Barron River Fishing League tournament on Barron last Saturday. We ended up finishing second. We had 15.01 pounds. We got beat 16, a little over 16. I think it was maybe a 16.30, something like that. Was first place. But our practice was different than the conditions that the tournament presented itself with. We were finding fish in around 8 to 10 foot brush piles in practice, and thought that we had the fish to win found. But conditions changed, and that's part of fishing, and those fish move. The beautiful thing about Barron is that I've been on it enough that I know when that happens, I've got 10 more spots that I can go hit to find fish, right? Unlike some of these lakes I'm not familiar with.
To us.
But how I figured that out was that we moved to one community hole that I had found fish on, and they weren't there, but I backed off a little bit deeper and started graphing those fish, 22 foot deep, and I caught two, and they were both hybrid. But that immediately told me something because during practice, those hybrid were up on the flat. So in my mind, it kind of went off like a light bulb that the bass have moved out deeper as well. So we immediately jetted out and fished a couple of spots and started hitting that 15 to 20 foot range for bass, and immediately caught a 4-pounder, a 2.5 pounder, a 3-pounder, and was able to get our way up to the 1501 pounds that we weighed in.
How many boats are you expecting at the Renegade Classic, Michael B?
I'm not sure. I don't fish that particular circuit, so I'm not sure how many boats that they will have during that.
Well, they usually have a big showing down there, right?
It's usually a pretty big deal. There's a lot of people that work hard all year to get into that classic, and Renegade Marine usually puts on a huge show. I would recommend anybody, tournament fishing that wanted into a well-run event to go see Linda and Sherbert and get signed up with the Renegade events.
Yeah, because you can fish your way there next year in October, which is very, very cool. I always say it, you've got first the Renegade Marine and Outdoor Center Bass Classic down there, and then you have the World Series. So, I mean, you know, that's exactly how it lines up. Water temperature up there 70s? Has it gotten down to the 60s yet?
The last time I was on the lake, it was in the low 70s. Now, it may have dipped into the 60s. I'm not sure.
What about crappie up there? Have you been able to – I know you like the crappie fish. So does
I do love the crappie fish, but I've been so busy chasing those darn bass, I haven't had time to look for the crappie. But typically this time of year, you can go find brush piles. They're usually hanging around brush, and, you know, you just got to check different depth ranges. You know, I'm assuming that you're going to find them probably anywhere from 1850 to 15-foot range in brush piles.
If I could cash checks catching bass, I probably wouldn't crappie fish much.
That's right.
Yeah, but crappie are so good.
Oh,
exactly.
So good. Crappie sandwich. You like crappie sandwich there, J.D. Williams? You ever had one?
You know, I've never even eaten crappie before.
What?
They'd love it. I
was
guarantee
aggravating Brian not too long ago. I was sending him pictures of crappie tacos. I was making fish tacos with crappie. They're
I'm
really
still
good.
craving them, dude. Don't do that to me. You know what an eater I am. What a fat boy I am. I like that food. Bean, I tell you, man, have you scoped out in your head kind of a game plan for Lake Cumberland, or are you just going to practice and see what that tells you?
I'm going to go practice and see what it tells me. But in my head, you know, you've got a plan already that I hope that works. I'm hoping that I can go chase smallmouth off some of these deep points. I think that Cumberland in the past has been notorious for smallmouth winning tournaments. And it may take a mixed bag also with smallmouth and some largemouth mixed in there, but I think that you definitely are going to have to go look for those smallies. And so in my head, that's kind of a game plan before I get there is go look for some of those deeper offshore areas and try to target some smallmouth.
That Lake Cumberland's probably in pretty rare air, isn't it, Michael, as far as actually being able to go out and target some smallies and win a tournament doing that?
A lot of people do that. You know, like I said, most of the tournaments that I fished there in the past, smallmouth have won those tournaments.
Yeah.
Probably more so than largemouth. Now, I haven't been on the lake in the last few years, so I'm not really sure what the largemouth population is like and, you know, how those fish are doing. They may have surpassed the smallmouth, but in my mind, I still foresee it being one with smallmouth, that you're going to have some smallmouth in your bag to win that.
Yeah, I should have worded it different. I guess what I was trying to say is that's probably one of the few lakes that smallmouth can actually, people really target smallmouth and win a tournament doing so, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I can't think of any other that's, you know, in close driving range that has the population of smallmouth that you can weigh in a tournament. Of course, Del Hollow has a huge smallmouth population, but you're only allowed 2 in your bag, and under and over. So most people don't even, you know, mess with smallmouth. They're a lot of times heartbreakers. There you're catching 4 and 5 pound smallmouth and having to turn them loose.
Right.
Oh, yeah. I'll be wanting to weigh those babies in. Well, look, man, we want to wish you the best.
I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're behind you big time here on Southern Kentucky's Great Outdoors and the Sports Web as well. And, I mean, we'd love to see you hold that big old trophy hoisted over your head, Bean, and bring it in the studio, and so we can look at it and talk to you and talk about that big victory. So let's try to make that happen, buddy.
Oh, I'm gonna do my best. It won't be a lack of trying anyway.
Let me ask you this: saving a life, dragging them out of a 3-story fire, or catching a 13-pound bass to win a Costa event? Which one? Which one?
Don't do that to me.
I know the answer.
Both in the same day.
That's good. There you go, Kirby. I love the way John Kirby thinks. That's good stuff. Hey, buddy, we appreciate Renegade Marine being your sponsor and ours, and they know how to pick them, baby. That's all I got to say. And good job so far in getting into that Costa. But man, I'm so glad you got in this championship, Bean. Good luck to you, man.
I appreciate it.
Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back on Southern Kentucky's Great Outdoors with a little hunting segment. John and JD might talk elk. They might talk bulls and bears. I don't know. We're going to find out. Stick around so you'll know. ESPN 102.7, 104 The Score.
2020 sounds good at Luxury Imports of Bowling Green. Whether it's a Mercedes-Benz or a BMW, hear the engine on a test drive and you'll pick up a roaring 20 for yourself. Or maybe one of the last 18s and 19s with special deals and financing to close out the year. Everyone has a dream car, now bring it home. If Luxury Imports doesn't have your new or pre-owned BMW or Mercedes on the lot, management will find it and bring it. Fee free to BG. Luxury Imports of Bowling Green, 325 Three Springs Road, online at luxuryimportsofbowlinggreen.com. Okay, I'm on 65 right now. Which exit do I take?
You're going to want to take I-165.
No, I'm on I-65.
No, take I-165. Should be on the sign.
I'm pretty sure that's not a 1 there. I'm pretty sure that's just another I. I-65?
Aye. Well, ahoy, Polloy.
Look, I'm looking at it. I just don't see a 1 there. It's just I-6.
Suffering from post-natural confusion? See Gary Force Paint and Body Shop. iCar Gold Shop, certified with a lifetime warranty. 311 Vanderbilt Drive behind the Scottsville Road Post Office.
In stores now, Pabst Grippo's Beef Jerky. We have taken the great Pabst Beef Jerky and married it with the iconic Grippo's Barbecue Seasoning. This is a marriage made in beef jerky heaven. The thin cut of Pabst Beef Jerky is dusted to perfection with Grippo's Seasoning. Once you try it, you will know no other beef jerky compares. So the next time you're headed on a road trip to the lake or your favorite golf course, be sure to have Pabst Beef Jerky fueling your outdoor lifestyle. PabstJerky.com. Ask for us at your local store.
Man, that looks rough. That one got whacked good.
Yeah, I do know I'm getting sick of cleaning it up.
But it's all about the pay in the long run, right?
Yeah, you're right, but it'd be easier the quicker the boss would take us to Line X of Bowling Green.
Well, in the end, it's all about getting those hogs delivered, right?
You're right, but it sure is a mess. Forget about it.
Keep your bed easy to clean with Line-X of Bowling Green. Truck accessories and more. Line-X of Bowling Green on Louisville Road, Porter Pike intersection.
Hunting in East Beverly Hills getting sorrier every day. Me and Duke went as far back in the brush as you could go. The only thing we flushed out was a couple of real estate agents.
It's time to do some hunting on SOKY's Great Outdoors, brought to you by Rock Castle Shooting Center at Park Mammoth Resort, 22850 Louisville Road in Park City, Kentucky.
Hey, welcome back to Southern Kentucky. I just like to watch these two guys giggle. Southern Kentucky's Great Outdoors, man. Rock Castle Shooting Center, just up the road there. 31W. They got a lot going on. They're coming on at 6. Stick around for that, always. Nick and Nate Noble, great ambassadors to firearm industry, and they're local right in our backyard. Great guys.
Great people, too.
Great people.
Absolutely.
Not great poker players. But they're great nogs.
I don't fall in that category either.
They're not bad.
They're probably just being nice to us, suckering us in.
That's exactly what they were doing.
Yeah. That was a lot of fun, though, that night.
It was.
Oh, are you kidding?
Elk meat, deer meat.
And there's so many great employees up there at the Rock, too, that joined in. Everybody up there.
Family.
You feel like you're with family up there. You really do.
You do. Kirby. That's exactly what it's like. And you can enjoy that as well and experience it for $150 a year to be a member. I mean,
it's a no-brainer.
I mean, come on.
And then they do for Thanksgiving, maybe Christmas, I don't know, Valentine's. They do some great meals up there for couples. We've done that several times, my wife and I, and it's awesome. Always get treated
I've never
great.
even eaten a bad meal there.
Never.
No, I haven't either.
It's incredible. But yeah,
either.
this is a hunting segment. But I'd like to learn how you benefit from a pin drop. Like, I was going hunting the other day, and somebody was like, I'll drop you a pin on where to go. And I was like, okay, drop a pin. But when you get done with that, look up the address and send that to me so I can find where you're at. Drop a pin all you want. It's not going to help me.
I guess it's like the little GPS on your iPhone, and you can mark somebody as long as you've got their iPhone and they have their location services on, and you can drop a pin on them and you know where they're at.
We tried doing that not too long ago with JL, and remember we could not.
Didn't work too well because I was around.
You'll be doing it when Andrew gets his car.
Yeah, for sure. I guarantee any technical questions, I resort to them.
Yeah, don't ask them because you want to find out. You don't want them to know you're tracking them.
Exactly.
That way, well, maybe you do. Maybe I just came up with a great father-parent kind of thing. If they do know you're tracking them, they can't do anything.
Yeah.
They already know.
Yeah.
And if you don't,
but then they'll start hiding their phones somewhere.
That's exactly right. They'll be switching phones with their friends.
My poor stepkids. My wife was a saint. Always has been. Always will be. But on me, on the other hand, I had a wild stage there for a while.
No.
And so my stepkids, they can't do anything that I haven't been through and gone through. Yeah. So they're pretty much locked up.
I'm guilty as charged. JD, you were an angel, I heard, back in Montana, Missoula, when you were a young guy growing up.
I wouldn't say
you're an
that
angel.
either.
I heard that.
When you're up in Montana, there's really not a lot of stuff to do besides get in trouble. So
kill elk.
Yeah.
Kill elk.
Oh, dude, I love it because Live PD, which I'm a huge fan of. Live
me too.
PD. I love that show. Now, some nights are better than others, Garrett.
I'm a night watchers
Yeah.
guy.
Oh, yeah, are you? Yeah, I like that too. But here's the thing. The other night, they're in Missoula now. So it's great.
Oh, Zoo Town.
Hey, dude, all it is straight animal calls. There's bears in trees. There's bears trying to get in people's houses. I mean, what's that like to live around all that wildlife? That's cool.
What I loved about it is, going to church, your pastor would tell you, like, hey, at the end of the church service, he'd be like, there's a mountain lion warning in effect, make sure you walk with somebody on the way home and stuff. We've had bears break into our schools up there and had a big old black bear walking down the hallway while you're going to your locker or something. It's just, I love it. My brother a couple years ago called me and he had a black bear break into his house in the middle of the night and he thought a burglar broke in and he grabbed a 22 and saw a big black bear sitting on his counter eating a pizza.
It's really
good. That sounds probably crazy to us Kentucky folks, because we don't have a lot of black bears in this part of the state anyway. No. But when that's all you've known, that's what you grew up with, JD. I'm sure that wasn't even out of the ordinary, was it?
Put it this way, I'm going up to Montana in a week to take a bunch of veterans hunting, and
that's cool.
I have some other Montana folks from around Missoula, Anaconda area, and they know where I'm from up there, and they're really nervous about even hunting in the area that we are because of the grizzly bears. So not all Montanans get the full experience of like how I grew up, but some of these guys that are born and raised and ran all over those mountains are terrified of the grizzly bears that are located in my area. We had just this year we had some kind of parasite that killed off a lot of the cattle that we pushed up into the mountains, and they were closing down state property up there because of the amount of grizzlies
bears. Just feasting, weren't they?
Just this year, we've had 4 grizzly attacks in my area of Montana.
Yeah, and everybody gets freaked out about black bears, but as long as you use a little common sense, stay away from getting in between a sow and cubs.
Right.
I mean, you're pretty good with black bears now. Grizzly, that's a whole different animal.
Right? You don't want to be in the same area as a grizzly.
Same area code,
Yeah, area code.
Just last week, I had probably about a 500-pound black bear 5 feet from me, and all I had was my bow on the ground with it, and I really wasn't that nervous, until it got dark and I couldn't see nothing. But a lot of times they're going to be more terrified of you than you are of them, and as long as you don't mess with them and back them up into a corner, then you won't get attacked. But a grizzly, he's going to eat you no matter what.
Right.
He knows he's the dominant, he's the king in the mountains, and
and
he's more intrigued by you. So that's where a lot of and a lot of people get attacked by these grizzly bears, and they're carrying a firearm, and they have because they're carrying some kind of backup.
Makes them more brave than they should be. Yep.
But by the time you got a grizzly bear, I've been in some gunfights and stuff my entire life, but you have a grizzly bear that's 1,008 to 1,000 pounds charging at you, going 40, 50 miles per hour coming at you. You don't even think about drawing your firearm to give it a warning shot or anything. By that time, you think you're dead, or you're getting tore up already, And it's, it's not just locals that are getting attacked. It's outer staters, and it's not, a lot of people are like blame the outer staters because they don't know, but it's locals up there too, And stuff happens.
Absolutely. And like, I've never been charged by a grizzly, but I do know in high stress situations, and nobody knows this better than you, JD. In a high stress situation, you get that just right off the bat, that adrenaline dump, and everything or thought pretty much goes out the window, right? And that's probably why a lot of even locals are getting attacked, I would imagine.
Oh, yeah. I remember, before I even deployed to Iraq, we were practicing room clearing, and we had a certain technique of doing it. You go over there, and it's a real-life situation. None of the stuff that we trained to do happened. We just went in the house and cleared it, and it's the same way. Nobody can really prepare for a grizzly.
Yep.
I've seen them one thing that they're teaching kids up in Montana for hunter safety is how to spray, when to spray a bear. They put like this barrel and they run it down this line, and it's coming at you about the speed of a bear, and you have to open up a can of bear mace on it or something like that. And whether you pass hunter education or not, it's part of our training up there. And you'd be surprised, like even then, it's just a barrel coming at you,
right.
And you're really not scared until it's the real thing busting trees coming at you. Like one of my favorite movies on the planet is the movie The Edge. with Anthony Hopkins in it, and they
You
crash
turned
up
me
in
on
mud.
that.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's just a
Great
great
movie.
movie, and it's camps and stuff. A lot of people. Another thing that happens, a lot of people leave food outside, and that's a big no-go because the bears can smell better than. And the craziest thing is a lot of people don't know this is they're related to the hog family.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And they don't see very well, just like a hog, but they smell and hear really, really well.
I'm sure they're very intelligent animals too.
Mhm.
And like JD, like you were saying, you can train all you want, but you can't train for that adrenaline dump. You can't recreate that unless it's time, unless the stuff has hit the fan, right? And you can't recreate and you can't train the loss of fine motor skills, which you lose when that adrenaline dump comes, right?
Right. Yeah. It's chaos. You literally just freak out.
What about if we had that 470 we shot at Rock that day, though? That'd have put a dent in the
Even
grizzly.
then,
Yeah,
okay, but
you
even
gotta
then,
knock that central nervous system out like that, or else you're getting gnawed on.
right across our ranch up in Montana, we had this. We call him Crazy Carl. He was guiding another hunter up there, and a grizzly bear attacked his client, and he ran up with a 44 mag, thinking, that's a pretty heavy bullet.
That's Dirty Harry said, "Make my day."
He shot this bear like 6 times in the head, had to reload, and shot it in the chest and killed it. When they were skinning that bear, that grizzly, the bears were actually pancaked onto his head. They didn't even penetrate with a 44 mag.
What?
So you almost need you almost need a 454 Casull or a 500 or
With
something.
a hard cast bullet too.
Exactly.
Using those lead tips, it's just going to pancake like you said.
Hunters. Some hunters are. They get to where they love. They might have harvested a bunch of deer with a bow or a rifle, but now they're wanting to change things up, and then they get out there and they're hunting with a Smith & Wesson 500. And I heard a story. I think you were with me, John, down in Florida, where they shot a Asian water buffalo with a Smith & Wesson 500, but the idiot was using hollow points, which,
right?
It wasn't doing nothing to a big animal like that. Maybe work on. Smaller comp like deer or something like that, but a big old 2,000-pound Asian water buffalo, that's chaos.
Yeah, I think, like you said, man, the firearm gives people more confidence than they should have up there, and I think people use the wrong ammo a lot, and then, you think guys, most guys, especially Kentucky guys going out west, let's use that as an example, how often do you practice with your 500 Smith & Wesson? Probably not much.
Or
that second shot that you think you're going to get off, you're probably not going to get off, because the recoil is enormous.
Well, and you got to be able to, you got to have a steel heart when something like that. You got a grizzly charging at you full speed, and be able to control your nerves and shoot a big caliber pistol like that. The recoil, everything, causing you to go off your target a little bit, and then be able to come back and do that again.
Yeah.
You're getting eaten,
Exactly.
My opinion.
And correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know how much time we got, Webb. Just stop us whenever we run out of time.
Grizzly Adams did have a beard.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I would imagine a lot of people get in trouble with grizzlies too up there, and maybe even black bears too, getting between a cow and a sub. But they're on an animal that they've been on for a day or two, or they're on an animal they haven't seen in a couple of days, and they're really pushing it, trying to make it work, trying to get on this elk or whatever it might be. And they kind of lose situational awareness around them, and before you know it, they walk right into a situation that they shouldn't be in.
Right. No, that's exactly. My dad, he drew a special permit, when I was a little kid to go hunt a mountain goat. And, he took a 25-06 with him, hiked all the way up to the top of this mountain, and ended up harvesting a beautiful mountain goat. And my dad, growing up in those areas since he was a little kid, was terrified because he had a grizzly trailing him the whole time with all that meat on his pack, and it was it's scary situations, and a lot of people, they're scared of the grizzlies and stuff, but another animal up there that terrifies me, especially now, is a moose. And you run into a calf with.
I mean, they're mean too.
They kill a lot of people. Yeah.
Yeah, there's all, and before you can sometimes outrun a moose, not in open ground, but
in dense stuff. You can dodge it
JD,
sometimes.
I love you,
still.
buddy, but you're not outrunning any mooses.
No, I'm.
Well, mountain lion's another one that freaks me out. Is mountain lion's one of those animals that can be tracking you and you don't even know it, even if you're pretty plugged in hunter. They can be on your back and you don't even know what's on your back. Mountain lion, they're pretty awesome creatures.
There's some a lot of people hate cats and stuff like that. I love watching them put the stock on something. They're the most intelligent hunter
cool
on the
to watch
planet.
hunt. They are.
Their senses, everything compared to a dog. Don't get me wrong, I love dogs too, but I love sitting around and just watching my cats.
Even house cats have that in them a little bit. You can see them like going after a mouse and they put that
even
stalk
the domestic.
on.
I love watching it.
It's pretty wild.
I love watching it. I bet that's what JD looked like in Afghanistan when you were on the prowl. You were like a lynx. John had some lynx irons one time.
It's
right.
weird even in
Got the
combat
shanks
situations. Like you would think stuff like that. If I was, you almost want to think like an animal. Just get in closer, observe. I wasn't using those tactics to sneak in on bad guys, but maybe to sneak in on a village or something.
Sure.
Just moving. Everybody stepping in the same exact spot and moving together.
I would have knocked something over, like broke something right in the middle of it.
But I will say, out of all the animals out there that are terrifying, there's the scariest mother on the planet. Can you guess what it is, Brian?
Oh.
Hippo.
Regina Webb when she's mad?
Close. Any human mother is the most dangerous.
There you
Man,
go.
they are
So,
dangerous.
big shout out to all you mothers out there.
Is that what? Did I really get it?
Yeah,
I
you're
did
right.
get it? Oh, my God. I thought you were going to tell me that.
You never mess with a mother with
I thought you
a
were going to tell
child.
me about that crazy thing you shot in Africa. I forget the name of them.
The Gemsbok?
Yes. That thing. Are they mean?
A lot of people underestimate the African animals. What I love about Africa is even their little impalas and little dik-diks and stuff like that, they're tough animals. I mean, people are shooting with 375 H&Hs and they're still
having
going.
to track them, yeah.
I mean, they're tough animals. And and what made me fall in love with that Gemsbok I harvested in Africa is I shot him right through the neck, and that was the only animal I shot with a rifle there. And I shot him with a 375, and when he dropped immediately, but he was saving every little bit of his energy to get me back.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
he's laying there just waiting for you to get close.
And here's the thing: is our trackers, everybody missed him as he was charging us, and I'm on the back of the guy captured Saddam Hussein, and he's trying to figure out how to juke this thing and throwing me in a pond full of crocodiles, and thing just ran right by us and fell over and died.
That's wild.
But you learn
that is wild.
Like a lot of people, like the Cape Buffalo. Everybody's die hard about going on harvesting the Cape Buffalo. A lot of people underestimate the blue wildebeest, the poor man's buffalo. That is another dangerous animal.
Yeah,
I think
wildebeest, man. I rode that at Splash and Safari.
A little different, but
is it different? Okay,
but close enough.
One of the cool things that happened yesterday is we got donated a hunt for 4 in Africa to hunt impala, blessbuck, and blue wildebeest, and I was for 4 people.
Dang,
that is
cool.
amazing.
That's awesome.
Well, we're going to switch gears. We're going to get Ben Parker, Parker's outfitting, Real Foot Lake, and I can't wait to chat with him. We're going to talk about some bow fishing, some waterfowl. John, I love listening to you and him talk about waterfowl. That's always fun. We don't get to talk about that as much as we'd like to on this show, so that's going to be a good time. We're going to come back and do that. But before we go, it's funny that you guys brought that up because I was talking to Johnny Johns over at J&K Used Cars on the Bypass there, great family-owned company. And we were talking about bobcats and mountain lion. We have some things around here, JD. Maybe not as scary as Montana, but
yeah, we have bobcats for sure. We know that, but guarantee you there's mountain lions in Kentucky. Maybe not a lot of them, but there are, and there's plenty of black bears in eastern Kentucky, and there's plenty of them making their way this way. There's a lot of sightings around. But people might think I'm crazy for saying this, and I know JD would probably agree. There's definitely mountain lions in Kentucky somewhere right now.
Oh, yeah. As elusive as that animal is, and as stealthy as he is, I guarantee you we got more than we even think we do.
Right.
Maybe a Bigfoot around here.
There was that story not too long ago, I think last year, where, people's horses were turning up dead.
Yeah,
I
forgot about that.
That's right.
I never heard about the ending details of
that.
It was just kind of something that just went off the radar or whatever. Dogs. And everything, and a mountain lion. Mountain lions are powerful animals. They say, anywhere from 180 to 200 pound mountain lion, you're dead no matter what. But if you come face to face with a mountain lion, they say a full grown man can fight a mountain lion off. But if he's 180 to 200 pounds, you're dead.
Look, I'd love to. Maybe back in the day I could have held my own, but nowadays I just lay down and let you go to town, buddy, like a walker or something from Walking Dead. Don't go anywhere. We're coming right back. Southern Kentucky's great outdoors. Ben Parker going to be on the Line X hotline. Don't go anywhere. 102.7, 104 The Score.
This is Nate from Rock Castle Shooting Center. Did you know that one of the premier shooting ranges in the world is right here in South Central Kentucky? Rock Castle Shooting Center has something for everyone's recreational shooting enjoyment. From 3D archery to our brand new sporting clays course, handgun ranges full of steel to targets out to a mile. There's no better place to get some trigger time than Rock Castle Shooting Center. Non-members are welcome, and memberships start at $150 per year. We offer a fantastic range of firearms training and education opportunities from the most basic to the most advanced. Come see us, exit 48 on I-65, Park City, Kentucky. Visit rockcastleshootingcenter.com.
Every room in your home, whatever it needs, United Furniture.
It's that time of year again, free furniture that is. United Furniture and Appliance is celebrating our 23rd annual free furniture and mattress event. That's right, you'll receive 28% in free furniture or bedding with any furniture or bedding purchase. Take advantage of United's store-wide savings, plus receive an additional 28% in free furniture or bedding. For instance, purchase a 4-piece bedroom group for $9.99, receive $279 in free furniture or bedding. Sofas, love seats, recliners, bedrooms, mattresses, dinettes, occasional tables, and yes, even lamps, pictures, rugs, and accessories. The possibilities are limitless. In-store financing and delivery available when you want it. Service with a smile for 72 years. United Furniture and Appliance, historic downtown Bowling Green.
United Furniture. Couldn't ask for anything more.
This is a Morgan & Morgan consumer message.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. One of the most common and life-altering injuries that we see after a car crash is a herniated disc. Often it causes a lifetime of care, injections, and surgeries, a life where the most simple enjoyments become painful struggles. But insurance companies often refuse to pay for these injuries. They say disc herniation is no big deal, but we know the truth. We know how life-altering a disc herniation can be. We've won millions of dollars for clients with disc herniation because we know how devastating these injuries really are. If you have a herniated disc after a car crash, call us. You can reach us by dialing pound law on your cell phone. That's pound 529. Pound law, that's all. If you're injured in a car crash or at work, call us. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Offices Bowling Green.
J&K Used Cars is the place to go when you need a quality automobile at an affordable price. Stop in at 670 on the Bypass in Bowling Green and see this week's special. A 2006 Honda Ridgeline RTL, 4-wheel drive, 4 doors, good miles, leather sunroof, navigation, power options, chrome wheels, and more for only $10,995. Hurry in because at that price it won't last long. J&K Used Cars, with over 40 years of serving the community with affordable prices on quality automobiles. Visit J&K on the Bypass and online at jnkusedcars.com.
In stores now, Pabst Grippo's Beef Jerky. We have taken the great Pabst Beef Jerky and married it with the iconic Grippo's barbecue seasoning. This is a marriage made in beef jerky heaven. The thin cut of Pabst Beef Jerky is dusted to perfection with Grippo's seasoning. Once you try it, you will know no other beef jerky compares. So the next time you're headed on a road trip to the lake or your favorite golf course, be sure to have Pabst Beef Jerky fueling your outdoor lifestyle. PabstJerky.com. Ask for us at your local store. Since 1983, Skag Power Equipment has built simply the best commercial-grade zero-turn lawnmowers and equipment money can buy. Take advantage of end-of-season savings on Skag zero-turn mowers at one of the Vance stores in Bowling Green or Glasgow. No matter the mowing conditions, Skag has the industry-leading cut you deserve and expect. With 0% financing offers and monthly payments available below $100 with approved credit, one of the Vance stores can find an affordable Skag that will make your grass look great. Come check out the Skag Mowers season-ending sale at one of the Vance stores. Skag Mowers are simply the best. The Vance store is here to back them up.
I am Southern Kentucky Great Outdoors. I am your Spirit of the Wild, my brother. God bless America. God bless Kentucky. God bless working hard, playing hard American families in the asset column. We are blood brothers.
Yeah. The Nuge. Out there doing it every day. Outdoorsman of the century. This guy is the outdoorsman of the millennium. And it's Parker's Outfitting for hunting, fishing, bow fishing, and lodging. Real Foot Lake. Got him on the Linex hotline, Linex bedliners. Roger and Gina, Louisville Road over there. Porter Pike intersection. Take care of the bed of that truck. I'm sure Ben Parker has his bed protected. And we got him on the Linex hotline. What's up, Ben?
What's going on? How are you?
Always good to hear from you, buddy. It's been a while, and we missed you after you've been gone. But I know you're full speed ahead down there at Real Foot, man. You got a lot of stuff going on. Can't wait to hear all about it. What's up right now? Presently, what are you doing?
Wide open. So I can finishing up brushing blinds. We built a couple, rebuilt a couple of new blinds from scratch this year, and I don't know. We're working on boats, working on lights, working on wiring up things, and I've got a big order to go from Higdon in Paducah here at the end of the week, and then we're going to be stringing up for several days. And just ready. We've got an early team. He's just going to have a real bit late November 9th, 10th, and then our season goes out for a couple of weeks till December the 5th. So it's a good 2-day hunt usually, but you're ready for the 2-day season, and then you got to pick everything back up and wait for it. So we got to be ready to go here in the next 2 weeks. So that's what we're crunching on right now.
Man, it sounds exciting.
We got duck season quickly approaching down there, Ben. I know it's a little early to tell, but how's it looking? How's it going to shape up, you think?
We're full of ducks right now.
Are you?
This last front we just had pushed a big migration of, I think we've seen this is the last bit of the blue-winged teal, and now things are starting to turn over into more like gadwalls and mallards we're starting to see, the green-winged teal. We've had a bunch of blue wings from the lake the last few weeks, but I think those are all gone now.
Awesome. I know you guys stay really booked up. You have any openings in case anybody's listening that might want to get down there this year?
Oh my gosh, we're having 5 groups of people a day this year,
wow.
and I think I have about 12 days left open. So we're well over 250 hunts for the season booked right now.
That's a good year.
So we'll do this again at the end, Ben, but just in case we forget, how can folks get a hold of you, get in touch with you, come down there and do some duck hunting?
Our website is parkersoutfitting.com. You can check me out on Facebook or Parker's Outfitting, or you can look up on Instagram at Parker's Outfitting. Mostly, I kind of like the Instagram stuff.
Dude, your Instagram game is like Muhammad Ali. I mean, that's how good it is.
I'm trying, man. I really have, spent some money this year on getting some better quality content, and do some videos this summer of what we're working on. And I don't know, all my customers are asking all the time, what are you guys working on today? And I try to as best I can, kind of update what's going on at Reelfoot Lake throughout the year. So I've got a lot of people that follow that, and it's really cool. I like talking back to everybody, some comments and messages all the time.
Man, that's I got some really good video equipment now, Ben. You need a cameraman sometime, you just holler at me. I'll be down. You don't have to twist my arm.
I'm always looking for somebody to build something. So you just know when you come.
Hey Ben, I think we're gonna hang up and try to call you right back, man. We got a weird connection here. Just stand by for a second. We're gonna disconnect. We're gonna recall you. All right?
Hey, why don't you call me? You got my house number.
I probably got it in my phone. Let me give it to let me give it to
That
Garrett.
just sounds better.
Are you
now.
sounding okay? Well, we might be all right. Let's stay with it. I think it's all right.
Okay.
Yeah. You do sound
I'm on
better.
my cell phone. I live in the middle of nowhere. So
I knew you
You
did.
better not move.
I knew you did. You know the right corner in your house to stand. I used to have that problem in
Exactly.
Vegas. That's funny.
I'm not moving. I'm not moving now.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, we can tell if you're moving, Ben. Don't you
we know.
move.
Listen, we know if you're moving, man.
Yeah, I got the same problems at home.
Yeah, I'm just going to stare out the window and look for deer while you guys talk.
There you go. Man, I know you said you're wide open. You're always fishing, hunting, doing something. Do you get a chance to get in the deer woods much, Ben?
No, I don't. Not like I used to.
Yeah.
Our duck season is so busy, and it's November, but I usually seek out about once or twice. I like to eat deer, and when I go deer hunting, it's still a deer. So I feel somewhere it's the first thing that walks out. That's why I'm coming back with something. I'm kind of antsy. I'm a duck hunter. I like to fix stuff. I'm not that patient. I'm trying to kill a trophy. I'm trying to kill some freezer. So, fortunately, I have a place where there's a lot of deer. You said take that long cycle out and a few does, and that's what I prefer to shoot when I go deer hunting.
You like that live action. You're like Turtle Man. You like that live action. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. So you
That's
guys,
right.
y'all are hunting
That's
5
right.
groups this year, man. I know hunting 60 days in a row. I've done it before. It's a long, long grind. Hunting 5 groups,
Yeah.
I'm sure that makes it even tougher, doesn't it?
Well, it's you have to be organized, and you have to know who's going where, when, and you have to have good guys working for me. And it's 10 of us this year, full time, and we got 2 guys linked up with each duck blind, and I've got a lake house linked up with each duck blind. And I book everything. I work over here to make sure all the blinds get done correctly, and we all work together basically. And then we just split groups, each day, and it works out. It all works out. But yeah, and now we're all going to have 55 days each. We like just a few days than that. So if we all do somewhere between 50 and 55 days each, we consider that full. We take off about 5 days to Christmas and take some family hunting, but other than that, we all like to guide at least 50 to 55 days.
Man, that's awesome. Ben, what about the folks maybe listening that want to get down there, that want to get back out in the duck blind with their dad, who maybe is a little older, or their mom maybe is a little older? Do you have some blinds where you can get some people in, a little easier access?
All of our blinds are Cadillac, man. They're they're large blinds. We do groups in each blind. We got room for 2 guys on top of that. So all the blinds shoot 12. You got a roof over your head. You got kitchenettes inside the blind. We don't duck hunt standing there in water. That's just not what we do. We duck hunt and eat this. You know what I mean? So if you want to come and bring either kids or older people, you don't have to worry about showing up with waders, and there's no muddy four-wheeler rides. There's no mud at all. Matter of fact, we pick you up with a boat, drive you to the blind, park the boat in the blind, get out of the boat into the blind. You just got a roof over your head, and that heat is the most awesome, tight hunting there is. Because, we don't have to carry on and eat good, and when a duck fly, I promise you, we are set to kill them. But in the meantime, you're going to be real cool.
That's awesome.
Ben, you're one of our favorite guys on the whole continent of North America, buddy. And we mean that. Next time, I've got your house number. I don't know why I handed Garrett your cell. So next time you're on next month, I will call you on your house phone, brother. But thank you for being on, doing the show today. We're out of time running up against it. So we wanted to say thanks, and we'll talk to you soon on your home phone.
Yeah, that is fine. We have a 4-month minimum on our hunts because we don't ever make hunting party. So if anybody out there is listening, if you can at least get 4 of you together, give me a call. We got about 12 days out with you. Love to have you.
Well, we'll Facebook that out later, tag you in that. And, man, I tell you, we can't thank you enough, and can't wait to get back with you here around November, around Thanksgiving. We'll give you a shout, all right?
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it, Ben.
All right, buddy.
Always a
Ben
pleasure,
Parker,
man.
Parker's Outfitting, man. I tell you what, that's good stuff.
I hate we had a bad connection because he's always so fun to talk with.
He's so much fun, John. And, I mean, I heard 82% of it.
Yep.
So, sorry about the folks listening. We were going to try to transition there, but it was kind of a weird moment, and we didn't have a whole lot of time to recall. And it got better there, John, for a second. You know how that is.
Yeah, I made a bad call.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
I think he moved on us.
He did. We got 2.5 minutes. It'd be a great time for a J.D. Williams battle story.
Oh, man, right on the
Or
spot.
if you can't think of something right, tell us a little bit about your West Virginia hunt. Whatever you want to do, brother, all you.
Battle stories with Sergeant J.D. Williams.
So last week, I a good buddy of mine over in West Virginia, over by West Birch River, invited us to come down and do a black bear hunt down there and deer. And it was pretty cool because growing up in the Rockies and seeing what those mountains are like, I got first taste experience of what the Appalachian Mountains were like.
Yeah.
And it's as much as I love the Rockies, those Appalachians are absolutely beautiful and they're fierce mountains. Like they can be extremely dangerous.
They're different kind of mountains, aren't they, JD?
They're straight up and straight down, in my opinion, and covered in trees. Where up in the Rockies you can see parks and stuff like that up in the mountains. Like
or you even get up above tree line out there at some places which you don't have here, I wouldn't imagine.
Right? No, you're in the woods, and it was actually pretty peaceful, and I fell in love with the country out there. And one of the guys that was another warrior that was hunting with me, he was about 6 miles from me, and we were hunting about 54,000 acres of property up there, and it was just absolutely beautiful. And I ended up harvesting a doe up there for camp meat and stuff like that. And the warrior that was with us got his first.
Edwards got one.
Yeah, Edwards. He ended up shooting his first
That's
deer
awesome,
up there.
man.
And,
I know he was jacked about it too, wasn't he?
It was awesome. I got up there in the morning, and it was just the fog rolling in through the mountains and stuff like that. And I kind of guess that's why they call it the Smokies.
Sure,
absolutely. And seeing the turkeys and stuff, coming through the fog and stuff. It was really cool. But my very last night there, that's when I had that big black bear like 5 feet from me, and it was terrifying. And luckily, Brian got up there just in time to scare it off, because where he was located next to me, I just didn't have a shot, So it was,
well, thank God you didn't have to fight that bear, because that bear would have been in big trouble.
He would have been in bad trouble.
He would have been in bad trouble. Folks, come back and see us next Wednesday at 5, 102.7, 104 The Score. Here comes The Rock.